Years ago, The Boxer, not Simon and Garfunkel.
No.
Okay, I clarified.
This is too early for that.
I clarified.
I'll leave it on there. That's why I was looking at the camera when we first came on. I was checking.
Wanted to make sure that just in case people were a little confused.
Right.
Not that Boxer.
No, this is Boxer.
La la la.
It's a good song. It's a good song.
They made that song and recorded it. It's pretty interesting.
No.
He just found the best part of the room where he clapped and it echoed.
Really?
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know if...
I feel like a lot of these musicians just get really elevated and then just kind of wander around and go, here it is. And sometimes they get lucky.
Sometimes it's
Sometimes it's you get lucky once. You know,
right. You just hope that those are the songs people will remember, the ones where you really
I'm
really
pretty good at PG and the whole thing. You know, elevating. See, elevating instead of saying something a lot worse.
Well, that's good.
The Boxer didn't elevate though.
The Boxer.
He was a genuine fighter.
He was a real.
He could have killed me. Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, there's no doubt about it.
I mean, if he was trying to, that's not generally what he was trying to do.
I hope not.
No.
That'd be a little bit of a problem.
Yeah,
you just have a boxer on the loose beating the death out of people.
That would be a different article.
Beating the life out. You can't really beat the death out of someone. I guess that'd be a great problem.
Come back!
Hey, we beat that death out of him!
Okay. So 100 years ago, Benny Leonard, who had recently retired from boxing, came to Western Military Academy. And he was going to give a demonstration of boxing, but his sparring partner, and it didn't say, I assumed it was like someone who was associated with the school, was ill. So he couldn't do the real boxing, but he did sort of like fake boxing with some of the youngest cadets. So they all watched that. And he had just switched to a career in vaudeville. So he also just
That's an interesting career path.
Yes. Yes.
Or transition.
It is. So, okay. Story about Benny Leonard growing up. His name when he was born was Benjamin Liner, and he was Jewish, and his parents did not approve of him boxing. So the streets of New York in the early 1900s, very intense, very, very intense. So he learned how to fight on the street because they were living in the Jewish ghetto is what the area was called. But so he was called the Ghetto Wizard. Like that was his nickname, the Ghetto Wizard, which is a different context from now. Just to say that I didn't put in an article because
sounds like a WWE nickname from like the 80s, you know, like, well, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like just like,
but it was literally called like in New York. It was the Jewish ghetto. Okay. So he was the Ghetto Wizard.
Gotcha.
As a nickname.
That makes sense.
Different meanings to things. And I mean, well, not totally different meanings, but
same thing. It was
different connotation.
Yeah, I think that's really a good point.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't put it in here, but I felt like I could talk about it in a time where we could explain.
Yeah.
But, he learned how to fight on the street, and his uncles taught him how to fist fight because I read something that was like that was easier than carrying a bat around. But I was reading about this kid's childhood, and this is from the Jewish Virtual Library from the American Jewish Historical Society, and he was talking about his life and said, in the winter, we fought with snowballs packed tightly around pieces of coal and soaked with water until they were as hard as cannonballs. Then we used baseball bats, stones, and loaded canes. There was many a boy who suffered permanent injury from an encounter with the warriors from the next block, because it was like the different... They had the Irish and Italian and Jewish immigrants, kind of all trying to have their place in the neighborhood. So he learned to fight on the streets and got really good at it. Had to keep it a secret from his parents. Mm-hmm. And so he developed a really good defensive strategy so that they wouldn't be able to tell that he was getting beat up all the time.
Yeah.
So that at least his face was protected for the most part. And then his parents did eventually find out. And he started boxing early teens. So I think he was about 15 when his parents found out, and his mom was devastated. And he put the $20 that he had just earned down on the table, and his dad was like, oh,
maybe not the worst.
Maybe not the worst thing. So then he did it out in the open. But that's part of why he changed his name to Benny Leonard as his kind of stage name, because then his parents wouldn't find out wouldn't see it. It was out of respect and also out of like a little bit of secrecy. But long story short, he was noted for distracting his opponents by talking to them. So that was one of his strategies.
Not just talking. I'm sure he was talking mad stuff. Like, I'm gonna give you a knuckle sandwich.
Well, yeah, I don't even
what's
know.
1925 trash talk?
I don't know if it was trash talk, though. It didn't say that. It was like he distracted them by talking to them, not like by insulting them. So I don't know what kind of talking, but I figured between that and the fact that his mom never ever liked his boxing career, and he, out of respect for her, finally decided to retire. And it was at the height of his career. Finally decided to retire. Also, I read that he, out of respect for her, would never fight on a Jewish holiday.
Wow.
So he was at least like trying to follow his mother's wishes to the extent that he could.
I love AI.
Oh,
I
have a different feeling about
Here's
AI.
why I love AI, Lacy.
Okay, tell me.
Because here's what happened, and it's all cited.
Okay, good. That I appreciate.
And it's all cited from the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Great. That's one of my citations on here. Go ahead.
So here is how Benny Leonard would talk to people.
Oh, okay.
He would have a conversational distraction while clinching or in close quarters. He would chat with his opponent to break the rhythm, like, hey, look at this crowd out there. Well, then he would do friendly banter to disarm. He was known for staying coolness itself, even when hurt, often whispering to his opponents to catch him off guard.
See, I didn't think it was like trash talking.
Oh, no, we're getting there.
Oh, we're getting to that. Okay,
There's
sorry.
different sections.
Great.
Now, however, in his first fight against Lou Tendler, wow, that sounds like a wrestling name. Yeah. After being hit with a punch that weakened his knees, Leonard famously said to him, "That was a good punch, Lou." And the guy replied, "Never mind, that's that stuff. Come on and fight." The brief interaction allowed him to recover. So he would get hit and be like, "Man, good shot there, pal," and like act like it, he got me, but And he would also use his verbal skills to make a rabidly aggressive boxer nervous or defensive and intimidation.
See, perfect.
Four spokes. I had to check. It's always
Talking
the downfall
game
of a politician. They always say they have 3 things to talk about and they forget about the third.
Right.
I did 4. I was like, I really hope I have the number 4 up right now.
Well, yeah, and that makes total sense why he pivoted to a career in vaudeville. Like, he had trained himself on talking, and that, like...
He knew it.
Conversational style. He was. I really liked this guy. It was really, really fun to write about him. And the more I learned, the more interested I was. It was cool. And he seemed to like really enjoy himself with the cadets too. So I think he loved being a boxer, it sounded like, until he retired. And then he loved like going around and chatting with people. Mm-hmm. So, and then when he was at Western Military Academy, he came with an alum, Fred Mayer. And I mentioned this in the article from last year, I think it was last year, about Jewish, like it was like the Jewish picnic where they were raising money to build a temple. Mm-hmm. Well, to have a temple. They ended up buying a building. But Western Military Academy had a lot of Jewish cadets. So it would have made a lot of sense for them to be really, really excited about this Jewish boxer.
Gotcha.
They were excited about a boxer anyway, but a Jewish boxer. And a lot of what I read said that, he did a lot for getting rid of he did a lot for anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
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 Like he did a lot for...
To break that
to
up.
break that, to make people not anti-Semitic.
I'm just telling. Close to $1 million. I'm telling you, I had an hour of sleep last night with this.
I'm so
never has
sorry.
done that, and it's not like she was even sick. She was just couldn't sleep, and it's like, God,
That's rough.
Close to $1 million, though. This guy made. Wow, that's incredible.
He did.
He lost it all.
Lost it all in the stock market crash of 1929. So when he was at Western Military Academy, I was veering this way and never made it. He was asked if he would ever fight again, and he said no. But he lost everything in the stock market crash. So he did come back to boxing in 1931, won some fights, and then got knocked out. I think he got knocked out. Yeah. Knocked out by Irish Canadian boxer Jimmy McLaren at Madison Square Garden. So they had like set up this big fight, and he got paid a lot for that and was able to to be done after that. And then he was a referee, and he actually died refereeing a boxing match in 1947. So he still stayed in the boxing world.
Man.
Yeah.
What a story. You got a moment to take a break with 10:25. I always want to say 9 o'clock. 10:25, a little bit of change. Wednesday continues. Why do I yell? I don't know. We'll find out after this one.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Sorry, I was just talking to Lacy. 400 more invites to send out at least. We're getting there, though.
It's because you're so popular.
Well, no, shit. We're doing a reception that's public and we're having fun, but I know there's going to be more. And then it's great because we kind of took over, Jack and I getting the stuff together for the reception, just making sure we got invites out. And then on the ceremony side, her family's taking care of all the hard work and doing all that stuff. So it's nice.
That is nice.
Really easy.
Good.
Just time consuming.
Yes.
It's
a lot of details.
A lot of laundry list items, With that being said, What was your biggest takeaway from the folks at Western Military on this visit from Benny Leonard?
Well,
I knew that before looking at her notes.
good job. Well,
I didn't.
I'm just always impressed by all the things that happened. This was a really famous boxer.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good takeaway, seriously.
Yeah, and he actually came because it was the start of a boxing tournament that the boxing instructor, Coach Thompson, was having at Western Military Academy. So I don't know if he reached out or if Fred Mayer, the alum, he was a graduate from 1916, reached out to see if Western Military won it. Like, I don't know what came first and all of that. But another person that came was Frank Glick, who was a 1915 football captain of Princeton, also Jewish. And so then I was trying to figure out if it was like Jewish athletes traveling around the country. I don't know.
Like, was it a coalition type of organized?
Yeah, like were they just all hanging out for the weekend, or were they on their, were they visiting Leonard while he was on his vaudeville tour? I don't know all the details about that, but I love how it all came together, and it was something really special for the cadets, and it started the boxing tournament.
I think that's great. I really do. What are you writing about for the next installment of 100 Years Ago?
I am writing about the St. Louis Auto Show from 1926, which was the 19th annual auto show, which just kind of blows my mind thinking about, how many cars did they have the first year in like 1907 or whenever? So, it was exciting. There were a lot of really cool details. I found all the car brands, like a list of everything. There's so many that don't exist anymore. So if you look at the car show in 1926 versus the car show in 2026, which just happened in January, there were almost 50 different car brands in 1926, and there were 20 in 2026.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. I like this.
Yeah.
I don't like, but I also find it interesting, the tie into the stock market crash. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people that were, they find what they did best to restart their life after losing everything. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously Leonard doesn't want to get punched in the face anymore. And so to have to go back to the ring because within 2 years lose everything, and that's why we have safeguards on banking institutions now and certain things. But to me though, for him, that's a lot better situation than some guy, Joe Blow, that worked at the factory that doesn't have anything and is already struggling with the times to begin with.
Right.
It's just a really interesting thought perspective of, terrible. This guy lost his fortune, but at least he had something to make it back, at least make something out of it, where a lot of people, man, that was kind of, you just didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, right. He actually, even if he would have very much preferred not to, he had the ability to go back into the ring.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had a choice, it was a choice for him to do it, I like it. What was your favorite takeaway from your piece on Benny?
I want
to make sure I got his name.
Okay, I love the photo. I found this photo at the Library of Congress.
It's a great one, yeah.
And it's Benny Leonard, who was the lightweight champion, and Jack Dempsey, who was a heavyweight champion, and Harry Houdini. In this photo, they're doing fake boxing. It's not a real match because it would have been very, very unfair.
Well, yeah. That's just a little promo shot.
Yeah, so I don't know what this is from.
Oh, it looks like a USO show.
Oh, do you think so?
I bet you, because they have their guns right here. They have the rifles.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Maybe it is a USO show.
I don't know. And they have the referee guys there's kind of funny, with his little bow tie.
Well, it absolutely could have been because he was the lightweight champion during World War I. So
it makes sense because they're on a ship.
Yeah.
It looks.
Well, there we go. Maybe that's what it is. I'll have to look around a little bit more. But I just love that because I just put in Benny Leonard to the Library of Congress Prints and Photographs collection to see what they had, and then to also get Jack Dempsey and Harry Houdini in the picture was pretty fun.
Why were everyone's socks so weird back then? They just look like they're made of a different material.
I don't know. I have never looked into socks of the 1920s.
Well, they always have, because everyone always has their, the high waters on.
Well, yeah.
So you gotta, you see them and it's like, man, how far we have come in fashion.
Well, they're men's hose, remember? That's what we talked about last week.
Right. That's very true. I like the continuity here.
Yeah, always trying to circle
I
back.
had to think about the word for it first, though. Oh, man. Lacey, anything else to talk about right now?
I think that's it for today.
We will talk to Lacey next week. We'll come back and we'll talk all things Penalty Box right after this. Oh, my buttons don't work today. The things that I put up with around here.